Tonight, two USPS workers are arrested following the bust of an illegal substance distribution. Find out how long it's been running.
Plus, a new skate park is on the way for the Oswego community. We'll tell you when it's coming.
And Teacher Appreciation Week comes to a close. Why the holiday exists and how you can celebrate your local teachers.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Scott Brubaker.
And I'm Casey Morris.
Tomorrow we'll wrap up this year's Teachers Appreciation Week. This holiday has been around for decades, but the past 2 years the need for teacher appreciation has grown. With students moving back and forth from online to in-person learning, teachers still show up every day to support children's learning and development.
This year, the National Education Association has set up a hotline and asked teachers to tell them what appreciation looks like to them. Along with this, students and families are encouraged to celebrate their teachers online by using the hashtag #ThankATeacher. You can also text the word celebrate to 48744 to leave a message of gratitude for educators.
And in honor of this week, an Arizona baker is giving away more than 100,000 cupcakes to educators to show gratitude. Colleen Sikora has the story.
If you could measure gratitude, quantify it, then at Sugar and Lace Bakery in Phoenix, you'd have to measure by the dozen. Or by the cupcake.
My goal is only 100,000, and I say only, but I shouldn't put the word only and then 100,000 in the same sentence, but here we are.
Vanessa Stigman is actually baking 109,000 cupcakes this week for free.
I do what I do because I love teachers.
The cupcakes going to educators in the Valley in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week.
Your part is the hard part because they have to teach. You know what I mean?
She started it in 2018 when the Red for Ed movement came to Arizona. Each year giving away thousands, recognizing Arizona is consistently ranked among the last in the nation for teacher salaries.
They're still worth more than cupcakes, but that is literally all that I can give them because that's all I have.
Giving what she has because of what teachers gave her.
When I ran away from home, 2 teachers brought me in. They took me in off the streets.
So now she gives back.
I give because I didn't have, and so I give because I can now.
Like to teachers at Melissa Sparazza's school.
They pour so much into our kids, and she's doing this out of the kindness of her heart. It's awesome.
Not worrying about the cost.
It won't matter tomorrow. It won't. Financially, it won't. But it'll put an impact on those teachers.
Instead, baking up.
While National Teacher Appreciation Day happened on Tuesday, you can still celebrate your local teachers throughout the end of the school week on Friday.
Mayor Billy Barlow and Assemblyman Will Barclay are hosting a blood drive tomorrow at the McRobey Building in Oswego. To donate blood, the American Red Cross asks participants to be no younger than 16 and no less than 110 pounds. Eligible participants should bring their IDs with them when arriving at the site and hydrate before. The event will run from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Fulton Mayor Dina Michaels announced the annual Block Blitz Walks, which identifies safety concerns in city neighborhoods. Each of Fulton's 6 wards will be traveled on foot by the mayor, along with each ward's respective city councilor. The Blitz Walks will occur from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. or 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. beginning in May and ending in October.
The Oswego Common Council is one step closer to approving additional improvements to the city's streets. Mayor Billy Barlow has requested money that would go toward improving several streets in the city. The $1.4 million contract would go to the Milling and Paving Project, which Mayor Barlow says happens every year. Barlow says the bid came back higher than expected, but oil prices and labor issues are factors in the price.
The youth in Oswego are about to get a new skate park. I had the chance to sit down with Mayor Billy Barlow to get more info on this new project. Construction is officially underway for the new skate park coming to Oswego. The new park is being designed in collaboration with the community for the community.
We're going to put an emphasis on using local companies who want to be involved in the project as we build the skate park. And then once it's open and complete, we're certainly going to partner with local skateboarding companies and bike companies like
Oswego Mayor Billy Barlow says the state-of-the-art project is being designed to give Oswego's youth an outlet, especially after the pandemic.
Also, with the COVID pandemic and the negative effect it's had on our youth, I really thought it was important for city government to step up and do something for them.
The mayor says he hopes the new skate park will not only be used by the residents of the greater Oswego area, but also by the students who live here on the SUNY Oswego campus. SUNY Oswego first year Kira Katsupis can often be seen skateboarding around campus. She says that she is excited about the new skate park.
It's like a 10-minute skate, so that should be no problem. No, I feel like if they built a skate park, I would live there. I would go there all the time.
The $500,000 project is set to include ramps, half pipes, and railings. And as to if Mayor Barlow will be using the new park,
I do not skateboard. I tried once and it didn't, really work that well. I can longboard, but I don't skateboard.
the mayor says that although he will not be skating at the new park, he is still excited to be there to see the community's reaction. The new skate park is set to open this fall along the East Linear River Walk.
U.S. Postal Service employees Ralph Minnie and his girlfriend Grace Marie Lopez were arrested and charged after allegedly using the post office in Greece, New York to receive cocaine and marijuana over the past 4 years. The charges carry a mandatory minimum penalty of 5 years in prison, a maximum of 40 years, and a $5 million fine.
Rapper Kid Creole has been sentenced to 16 years in prison for stabbing a homeless man to death in 2017. Prosecutors accused the rapper of stabbing the man after becoming enraged when he thought the man was gay and hitting on him. Kid Creole is a founding member of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
The Cannabis Control Board of New York approved 36 new conditional cultivator licenses, bringing the total number of farms allowed to grow adult use cannabis to 88. The executive director of the Office of Cannabis Management says the agency has received about 200 applications and will submit more for board approval.
And coming up, a man is rescued following the sinking of his car.
And COVID case numbers hit their million number total in the U.S.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 Chief Meteorologist Evan Bedron.
Here's what to expect as you head into your weekend. We can see summer temps on the way with temperatures reaching the mid-70s as we head into later next week. For any Mother's Day plans you have, we do see favorable conditions for outdoor activities, so make sure to get your mother outside, go for a walk, or do whatever you need to do. And then as you head into finals week, we can see summer and warm temperatures and conditions on the way. I'll have your full 7-day forecast coming up after the break.
Only on WTOP.
DiCarlo on the rebound! Alex DiCarlo!
Yeah, it's been a wild game so far. A lot of high scoring, so definitely tighten it up and play out that full 60 minutes.
Welcome back to the best show on WTOP 10 out on our own Oswego.
Did you hear that Bad Bunny is going to be in Canada over spring break, you know?
I heard that one.
Drink cognac. The week.
Oh my God.
Roll it.
Kinda late, kinda late, kinda late. The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
Hi, welcome back to WTOP 10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Evan Beedron, and here's what to expect as you head for the rest of your week into the weekend. We can see summer temps on the way with temperatures reaching the mid-70s by later next week. Any Mother's Day activities, we do see favorable conditions for outdoor activities, so make sure to get out there. And then as we head into finals week, we can see sunny and warm conditions returning to us as we go. And a live look at your satellite, we can see off to the west, we can see severe weather down to our south, just reaching New York, but for our area, we can see just cloudy conditions overnight, as most of the rain will be sticking south of us. And then as we head and look at your radar, we can't see nothing too much happening. We will have some spotty showers, maybe clipping the lower southern tier of New York, but nothing too major. And then for tonight's forecast, we can see mostly cloudy conditions with the temperature in the low 40s, with the north wind around 6 miles per hour, so nothing too major for us to see here. And as we head into tomorrow, we can see mostly cloudy conditions again, with most of that severe weather going to the south of us. You will see temperatures in the mid-60s with an east wind of 3 to 7 miles per hour. So if you're taking a walk, you might want to not put on so many layers as you head out the door. And then most people know red sky at morning, sailors take warning, and then red sky at night, sailors delight. And how true is that? We can see as the sun rises out of the east and sets in the west, we can see the storm moving coming towards where you're standing. And then that red light reflecting off the storm would then reach our eyes coming out of the west, which was why we see those red clouds coming out of the west. And then what about for sunset? You can see in the west, the sun is setting as it rises in the east, and then those storm movements going away from us, so we can see that red light reflecting off the clouds coming back at us as the storm is moving away. So how true is this saying? And we can see that this is mainly true. There are some conditions to this, but overall, this is mainly true. And then taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we can see on Friday, mostly cloudy. Heading to Saturday, we can see cloudy conditions with temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. And then as you head later into next week, you can see on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, temperatures reaching those low 70s. So very nice weather as you head into later in finals week. And back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Evan. Heavy rain has led to some flooding and roaring River State Park near Cassville, Missouri. The Ozarks District Deputy Regional Director Carl Bunnell has stated that most campers in the park decided to leave ahead of the storms. Emergency crews had to evacuate several campers out of caution. After the storms died down, maintenance crews cleared away debris across the park.
The Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade draft is causing waves all over the country. Protests continue to rage in major cities, fighting a seemingly inevitable change. Advocates are stationing themselves outside of the Supreme Court, clashing against those who are pro the draft. President Biden says this decision is much deeper than just abortion, and Democratic Majority Leader Chuck Schumer believes Republicans are on the wrong side of history.
Over 2 decades, Republicans across the country have worked to dismantle Roe. They've worked to take away the rights of women who simply want to make their own choices and not be told by some doctor, some senator, some court justice how to treat their bodies.
States that are fighting for abortions are expected to receive large influxes of people looking for safer health care for women. Possible states that could see increases include New York, California, and Connecticut.
According to data compiled by NBC News, 1 million Americans have died from COVID-19. The United States has had the highest recorded death toll from the virus in the world. The number was reached at stunning speed within 27 months after the nation confirmed its first known case of the virus.
Passengers aboard a Carnival cruise ship that docked Tuesday in Seattle say more than 100 people on the ship tested positive for COVID-19. Natalie Swaby has the story.
As soon as I tested positive, they told us to pack up everything in our room, and wait to be escorted to isolation.
Walter and Carlene Babby live in Texas, but are currently quarantining in a hotel in Linwood. And before that,
we were in quarantine jail on the Spirit for 11 days.
11 days of their 16-day Panama Canal sailing from Miami to Seattle, a cruise interrupted by COVID.
It happened very suddenly and pretty wide.
They say they waited hours for meals and were not properly isolated.
I could reach the galley door from my door without stepping into the hallway. And at times they left it open and people kind of traipsed in and traipsed out.
A passenger provided this picture and said this list was posted in plain sight near the elevator.
With my name at the top and his name was second. So they listed everybody's name who had COVID.
Karen Ross, who's now back home in Florida, says her roommate tested positive.
And I said, don't you want to test me? And the guest services person called down to the medical center, talked to the doctor, and they said absolutely not.
I think that they were unprepared. I think they were understaffed. I think they were overwhelmed. I don't think they had clear guidance as to how to handle this.
In a statement, a Carnival Cruise Line spokesperson says, in part, all health and safety protocols were closely followed, including vaccination requirements and pre-cruise testing of all guests. And additional measures were implemented during the voyage, including mask requirements for guests. But the steps taken were not enough to satisfy guests like Darren Sieferston.
It's just unacceptable. This ship is so poorly managed. I'm fearful for the people that are going up to Alaska.
The ship deboarded Tuesday and is already on that next voyage to Alaska. Carnival wouldn't say if additional protection would be taken for that trip.
Coming up, Airbnb is cracking down on house parties.
And soon-to-be college graduates are overestimating salary projections.
Now it is time for Black Card Revoke. Like, what's this apology about now?
At least that's what I feel like.
I don't know. I thought it was cute. You know? I thought it was too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what about this Black Lace ensemble? You did a little song.
Yeah, I see it.
You did a little something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna figure it out though.
But it won't breathe to the sway.
Yeah.
And I'm Donna. And this is the Sunset Show. Grab your low-rise jeans because we're taking it back to the 2000s. Let's go, girls. Uggs and low-rise jeans. Together. One of the boys. Boy.
Sorry, it's my agent. He told me that you're canceled.
Shebangy.
Welcome back to the Kind of Lake Show, where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Well, my birthday was November 13th, so it's been quite some time.
I think at the end we saw who'd get up.
I get that. I can't.
It's a winner, and I did bring a sweater for everyone.
There you go! I know your dreams.
You started the paper throwing, just the immaturity. You lost before you even argued.
Pretty insane that the Clippers, 10 of the last 11 postseasons, they're in there.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. Let's jump into your consumer and health report. A study suggests that students expect to earn over $103,000 in their first job following graduation. But statistics show that the average starting salary is actually $55,000, much lower than initial expectations. A report from the National Association of Colleges and Employers found that employers plan to hire slightly over 30% more new graduates from the class of 2022 than the class of 2021.
Weekly jobless claims in the United States have increased from 19,000 to 200,000. Non-farm productivity has plunged at 7.5% annualized rate last quarter, the fastest pace since 1947. The number of people receiving benefits after an initial week of aid decreased 19,000 to slightly over 1 million by April 23rd. This was the lowest level since January 1970.
Baby formula recalls, product shortages, both issues leading to empty shelves. So what should parents do if they can't find formula for their child? Mandy Gaither finds out from a pediatrician in today's Health Minute.
He's 5 months old with a sensitive stomach, so when Weston's mom found a baby formula her son could tolerate, she stocked up.
Just a few weeks later, I found out about the recall, and all of our packages that I had were recalled.
With recalls and supply chain issues, Joy Green is now having trouble finding any formula.
That's all he's allowed to eat right now is formula. So as a mom, it's like, how am I gonna feed my kid?
Dr. Stephen Abrams, former chair of the American Academy of Pediatrics Committee on Nutrition, says the key to managing this shortage, flexibility.
Babies can get used to one formula, but if that formula simply isn't there, families are going to have to look and find the closest alternative.
Abrams says if you're not sure of the closest formula match, or if your baby eats a specialized formula for allergies, talk to your pediatrician. He says not to introduce solid foods or cow milk to your child early. Those aren't sources of good nutrition in the first few months of life.
For those under 6 months of age, it's usually just about the only thing they eat. So if you over-dilute it, or if you make your own homemade mixture, you're not going to be getting the safe nutrition that the baby needs.
At this point, we're just buying what we can and literally living day to day.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
As babies adjust to a formula change, Abrams says they may have an upset stomach for a short time, but for the most part, he says they'll get used to it.
Airbnb is set to crack down once more on users utilizing the platform to host unauthorized parties. The company states that it will be instituting strict anti-party measures for Memorial Day weekend for the first time and will reapply the same approach ahead of 4th of July. The added measures will also prohibit users from booking a home for one night only. And coming up in sports, we have Jacob Bradley.
Jacob, can you give us a quick preview?
Of course I can. Coming up, Laker Athletics wraps up with a bang, and a young fan's day was made in Toronto. All this and more coming up on WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Donna.
And this is the Sunset Show. Grab your low-rise jeans because we're taking it back to the 2000s.
Let's go, girls.
Uggs and low-rise jeans.
Together.
One of the boys. Boy.
Sorry, it's my agent. He told me that you're canceled.
Shebangy, shebangy, shebangy.
Welcome to the burial ground. Must-see also and all of sports entertainment.
Welcome back to the Kind of Lake Show, where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Well, my birthday was November 13th, so it's been quite some time.
I think at the end we saw him get up.
I did that.
He's a winner, and I did bring you sweater for everyone.
There you go! I know your dreams. You started the paper throwing, just the immaturity. You lost before you even argued.
Pretty insane that the Clippers, 10 of the last 11 postseasons, they're in there. Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Jacob Bradley, and this is your Sports Report.
We start things out with lacrosse as the women's team falls short to the Oneonta Red Dragons 14-12. The Lakers came out firing, but they could not keep the Dragons down. Despite the loss, Julia Quirk came to play as she scored 6 goals for the Lakers. This Lakers loss officially ends the season for them as they finish 6-11 on the regular season, falling just short of the SUNYAC playoffs. Moving to the Diamond now as the baseball team played host to the St. John Fisher Cardinals. They continued on their winning ways, taking the W 10-8. A 4 RBI night for Jake Levine was enough for the Lakers to hold on for a big late season victory. Also on the night, Lucas Olson continued his hot streak with a big-time home run. The Lakers season is far from over as they continue to gain ground heading into the SUNYAC playoffs. Moving down 40 minutes south to Syracuse as the Mets played host to the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. The Mets would have a big third inning, putting up 4 runs off of 2 singles that drove in some runs. The bullpen would come through for the Mets as they would finish off the game with 5 no-hit innings en route to a 5-3 victory. This is the first of a long weekend set against the Iron Pigs as they're in town until Sunday. And moving up north, a gentle giant makes a young fan's night. In the 7th inning of a game between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays, Yankee right fielder Aaron Judge hit a home run deep into the left field seats. The man that came up with the ball would gift a young Aaron Judge fan the baseball, leading to a day the young man will never forget. Judge later met the fan where the two shared a hug and a very special moment. And moving back to Beantown as the Red Sox hosted the Los Angeles Angels, and it was the Shohei Ohtani show. In the 3rd inning, we picked things up. Shohei Ohtani on the mound, and he absolutely dealt throughout this game. 7 innings, 11 Ks for Showtime. A big-time performance from him. And then we fast forward in the 7th inning, and it's Jared Walsh who pokes one and wraps it around the right field pesky pole. And it is a 2-run home run. That cracks the scoreboard, but the Angels weren't done there. But first, we go back to Shohei, who strikes out his 11th player of the game. And he is the first player in Fenway Park to pitch and hit since Babe Ruth. And he could do it at the plate as well as he rips one to left field, and it bounces off the monster in left. Runners had the tag, so they will score easily. And we have ourselves a 4-0 game. Shohei Ohtani helping himself out on both sides. And then the floodgates would be opened as this time it's Jared Walsh once again in the 8th inning. 2 RBI single. The infield was in, so it squeaks past them, and it makes that a 7-0 game. And then the icing on the cake in the 9th inning, it's Brandon Marsh who hits one deep to right field, and it falls into the Angels bullpen, and that would do it for the night. 2 for 4 on the night for Brandon Marsh as well, so a big game for him. The Angels take the road victory 8-0. That's not close to done for the Red Sox as their opponents, the White Sox, get set to visit Boston.
All right, Jacob Bradley, thank you very much. Before we go real fast, thank you so much to all of our seniors, Casey, and our producer, Eric. You slay every week. That's our report for tonight. Please be sure to stay tuned for OX5.
Thank you for watching, and have a great night, everyone.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
Here's our weather elements and our social media on Saturday. options